back on the boat in Turks and Caicos, and it is beautiful this time. No hurricanes, blue water. It's awesome. We're gonna have a great trip to Dominican Republic. Checking out Customs Turks and Caicos with these fine gentlemen. There we go. Okay, it is Friday morning, and got a good night's sleep. Woke up at 5:30, and now we are heading out of the marina. As you can see, the sun is coming up in Turks and Caicos, and we've been checking with our weather guy every day, and everything's looking good. And I think you're going to see some different things in this video because I think you're going to see the sails up, and that's pretty exciting because this is a sailing boat. I've almost forgot that now.
We're sailing!
Okay, this is a novelty. So it's
What we're supposed to do.
6:45 in the morning. We're leaving Provo. The sun's coming up behind us, and we've got the Maine and the Genoa up, and we're sailing along at 8 knots, which is almost 10 miles an hour. There's dolphins following us right now this morning. Right there. Wow, there's a whole pod of them right in front of us. Hello, dolphins! Look at that.
Do you see this?
I know. Okay, so now it's 12:30 on
Friday.
and we are about in the middle of the Caicos Bank, which is one of those middle of nowhere locations. So here's the problem. The water's 8 feet deep, as you can see here. So we are watching the chart. And if you look on the chart, you see coral heads like this and this. So we have to kind of keep our eyes peeled. And whenever we see a dark patch in the water, I don't know if you can see that dark patch in the water there. You have to steer around it because you don't want to go over coral. So the boat's moving 8 knots. The engines are running cool, which has been my nemesis before. And but we're only in 3.7 feet of water. And that's kind of freaky to have a 37,000 pound boat going 10 miles an hour in that shallow of water. But a lot of people have done this before us, so it should be okay. They get excited because they think you're going to feed them. And this guy's been circling around the boat for about 15 minutes. So I expect him to land on us. There he is. He's taking a break. Do you think I should feed him? I don't think he'll go away. But he's an awesome seabird. Okay, we're coming into Ambergris Cay, and it's a little hairy because the sun is blocked and it's about 4 o'clock. But the issue now is there's big coral heads, and Lenny's up on the bow, and she's trying to spot them before the sun goes down so we can get in here. And the coral heads come all the way up to the surface, so it's a little bit hairy right here.
It's Saturday morning and we're at this fabulous anchorage. Let's check it out. This is Ambergris Cay, and it was a great anchorage. Even though there was a swell, it was good for us. And Randy is making breakfast because he's our chef. Here he is.
What's actually unique about today is instead of being on the move, we're actually just anchored. It's really peaceful. I could get used to this not running the boat 80 miles a day thing soon.
Yeah, because we just run the boat. We're delivery captains. But today we're having fun, and we just have to go 20 miles later, so we can do some snorkeling and hang out. The first time we did this repair, it worked for a while and then it stopped. So something happened up at the top of the camera that Randy needs to figure out why it's not working. On. It's on.
Now we're installing our jack lines. And jack lines are devices that you tie to the front and the back of the boat, and the purpose of them is to stop you in the event that you fall. So what happens is this thing attaches to the front and the back of the boat, and then when you're offshore in the ocean and you want to go up on the bow or do any work on the sails, you have a harness, and you wear your harness and you clip onto the jack line, and this way you can walk forward and backward on the boat, and if you fell over you'd still be connected to the boat. So that is a jack line. We are finally sailing in blue water, and I cannot tell you what a thrill this is. We spent 3 years sailing around the Caribbean, so this is what we were used to. But the whole trip from Florida to Turks and Caicos was all shallow water, banks, coral heads, and no wind. And now we're out getting close to the middle Caribbean, and the boat is just performing great. We're sailing along at 8 knots. You can see the sails behind me, and the engines are off. The propellers are feathered. What that means is when I turn off the motors, they actually automatically turn sideways, so there's no resistance, there's no drag underwater. So they're called feathering propellers. I'll take a video of them later. Okay, so we're listening to Gwen Stefani, and we just made it to Big Sand Key, which I've talked about a few times already. Now, there is reportedly pirate treasure for sure on this island that was picked up in 1850, and there's a cave, and we're going to find the cave and see if we can figure out what they missed. Woohoo! Look at how great the Happy Together looks, all on her lonesome. Once again, our rope to anchor. Wait, do I have my mask on? Yeah. Once again, our rope to anchor is dug in for the night. Okay, we anchored on this big beach. We got the dinghy anchored, and we're hoping it doesn't drift away. That's a fishing net from somebody. I don't know what that is, but I think it's a creature from the bar at Star Wars. Our dinghy is dragging, so that didn't work. So now we're going to pick up anchor and head out. It is 2 a.m. and we are offshore now in 5,000 feet of water, and it's a beautiful moon, I don't know if you can see that moon, but it makes it look like morning here. At night we roll with our radar on. So that's our radar right there, and it shows you any target within a predetermined distance. So for instance, right now each one of these rings represents a mile. So I have visibility right here for 1, 2, 3, for about 8 miles out. And this island right here is the one we left last night, and it'll be another 6 hours before Dominican Republic shows up on the radar. But mostly we're looking out for ships at night. It's pretty freaking cool to have a hobby like this that I love, and a wife that I love that is willing to take the night shift on a boat in the middle of the ocean. I would say she's a total badass. So she knows how to navigate, she knows how to run the boat, she knows how to do the sails, and so she's gonna sit here and read her Kindle and keep a lookout.
It's 6:45 on Sunday, and we're about halfway to Dominican Republic, and the sun is coming out, and it's beautiful.
So my friend Mike gave me this book of knots as a christening present. And he took this book with him around the world when he was a kid on a sailboat. And I've been studying it. And what's interesting is I don't know how the hell to make any of these knots. And I think I only know 3 knots, and I learned those before I could read. So I'm gonna have a lot of work to do here. We left Miami 800 miles ago, and we just hit the 800-mile mark. So my bride and I are sitting here listening to Spanish music.
Gypsy Kings.
Because we're pulling up to a Spanish island. And there she is. The town is called Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. And this is kind of a lifelong dream to sail your own boat to the Caribbean. So it's a pretty exciting day. Except for we slept 3 hours.
We're a little tired.
Yeah, slightly. In the immortal words of Anna.
Not bad for Sunday.
Thank you. And the destination is complete with this left-hand turn.
Yeah, you have to make a hot for
Here comes Customs and Immigration. And as we understand it, this is the toughest, most bizarre Customs and Immigration in the Caribbean, because we've been to a bunch of them. So there's a military guy with a gun and a group of people, a doctor, commandant, etc. So let's see how this goes. There we go. Hey babe. Babe, I got the best video yet. So we are checked in. We are legal in the DR.
And actually the cheapest check-in we've ever had.
It was the cheapest check-in. It was probably the fastest check-in we've ever had.
The most efficient.
So we're gonna have to.
They just got a bad rap.
We're gonna have to go on a blog and say visit DR.
That was a maneuver schluck. Let's go to a beach club and get some rosé.
And within 1 hour, checked in, showered up, back to sailing chic, heading to a beach club.
If we can find one.
We
might have made that up in our head.
We might have made that up, but somebody said there's some fancy tourists on this island, and we're gonna go find where they hang out. I don't even know what to say. We are in Puerto Plata, and this country, everybody gets around by motorcycle, and they ride 2 and 3 people on a motorcycle.
And the taxis are motorcycles.
And they're everywhere. I'm gonna do like a little thing. This is possibly the coldest beer I've ever drank. It's like just this side of freezing. That's a taxi scooter.
Randy needed a Cuban to build them houses and to come to the Dominican.
Oh my God, this is a very good point she's making. Nobody speaks English, and fortunately my translator speaks fluent Spanish. It's been very
There's
helpful.
like 2 islands in the Caribbean, but I got both of them. I got the rest of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Except for I think they speak English in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
but here they don't. And she also speaks a little French for when we get to the French islands.
But I gotta learn more.
But when we get to Grenada, which is a British island, I do all the translating. I've got it.
And the British Virgin Islands.
Oh, British Virgin Islands?
got it.
I'm a shoe-in.
Yeah.
I can help you out there.
Yeah.
So blame it on the night.
Are you kidding me? You're going to use your hand?
Don't blame it on me. Blame it on the night. Don't blame it
Oh,
on
wow.
me. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. So blame it on the night.
Monday morning. I never know which day, really.
Maybe this time.
And we are checking out of Ocean World Marina, heading to a town called Sosua, where we're going to do some lunch and some scuba diving. And then tomorrow morning early, we're going to depart for Samana. And we are really lucky with the weather right now because it's almost flat calm. And usually this north coast is super rough, so we're getting a good break compared to the hurricane on episode 2. So we are in Sosua, which is really cool. It's this little beach town, and we got a sweet mooring ball location right up next to the hotel. And we're gonna go have lunch and go shopping and hang out here. And
Water taxi.
okay, we are at the waterfront restaurant in Sosua. And we walked around the little downtown, which is very quaint and touristy in a third world cool kind of way. I've never seen more motorcycles. It's almost unbelievable that this is a country of motorcycles. There's 10 million people in Dominican Republic, and I think there's 12 million motorcycles. They're everywhere. I will take a, is that mango?
Yes.
I would take a couple bananas and one mango.
Okay.
1:30 a.m. and we are departing Sosua. I know it seems crazy that we're doing these nighttime trips, but there's an actual reason for it. The north coast of Dominican Republic is one of the roughest coasts you can sail, and during the daytime, warm air rises up on top of these mountains, and at night it falls back and the mountains push the air out to the sea, and it slows the trade winds down, so it calms it. So the calmest time to run is from 12 midnight till 12 noon. If you go in the morning and have the afternoon, it's really rough out. So anyway, that's why we go at night. Okay, what I was attempting to say here at night out in the ocean was the story of Columbus. And when he did his first voyage with his 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, it's a fact that the Santa Maria was sunk right off the north coast of Dominican Republic here on the very first voyage when he discovered the New World. And he went aground while traversing the coast at night, just like we are doing. And he had to take all of his men and livestock and move them to the Nina and the Pinta. So the Santa Maria sunk here about 20 miles from where I am in this position, and it was never recovered. There's some university experts from Florida that are currently trying to locate the Santa Maria, so it's been in the news recently. But that's the full moon behind us, and it's just bright yellow and has been lighting us up like a spotlight. And then the sun is coming over the horizon in the east there, and so we are being lit up by heavenly bodies on both sides. And lightning and squalls. Okay, a huge whale just surfaced right in front of us. There's the whale right there.
God, it's huge. There's another one over there, babe.
There he is. Hi! Look at him.
Oh my God, he's huge.
Neutral, 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 neutral. Neutral.
Is he under the motor?
Yeah, the whale's under the boat. Right there.
Oh, it's huge.
Look at him right there. And he's making noise.
It's gigantic.
Yeah, so this whale's called a pilot whale, and it looks a lot like a dolphin, except for it's about 15 feet long. And he's cruising along the side of our boat right now. This is incredible.
I don't know if Gus is gonna see him.
Look at him. Hi, whale. How you doing? Look at him. He's just checking us out. He went under the boat, he came back up.
He's got a friend. There's another one.
Yeah, there's two of them. Look at him turning around, looking at me. Hi, whale. Hi. How you doing, buddy? He's totally communicating. Hi. Now, neutral. Hi. Let me see if I can put my feet in the. Let me put my feet in the water. Look. Come here. I'm not gonna fall. Come here, whale. Come here, look, my foot's in the water. Do you want to come say hi? Look at him, he's just diving down the boat, between the boat. He's coming up. The friggin' whale is swimming right between the hulls on the catamaran. Hi. Hey, buddy. Here he comes.
That's more than 15 feet. He knows. Over here.
Oh, there he is.
Look, he's racing us.
Hey, whale. Don't hit the props. Oh my God, he's swimming underneath the boat. He could hit the props. Okay, that was the best fauna experience we have ever had in our life. Yeah, I thought he was 12 feet long, but he was probably bigger based on our boat being 48 feet long. Maybe he was 15 or 18. And he kept rolling sideways and putting his eye up